All right, I'm back here today. Again, I just remembered that I was supposed to do a live about fasting and praying. So I'm gonna just give you the whole run through. I'm gonna make this on demand for Instagram since I'm not live on there. Fasting and praying, you can do a short fast and you can do a long fast. You can do a 3 day fast, you can do a 7 day fast, you can do a 1 day fast. Whatever you are seeking God for in that moment or during that time, you are giving up things that are important to you. You can fast all day and just have a water fast. You can just fast from water and food. You can fast from other things that well, you can fast for whatever your heart desires that you can fast for, and whatever you're seeking God for. It may be a financial breakthrough, it may be relationships, it may be a spiritual thing. Whatever it is that you're fasting for in those 21 days, that's between you and God, because that's what you want God to do in your life. Okay, and the reason why I speak about this is because many people don't have the understanding of fasting. Many people say don't eat, don't drink. Just like when you go in for surgery, they tell you don't eat anything or drink anything after midnight because you're going that procedure. They don't want to go in there and you have a whole mess because you got a stomach full of food and water and fluids. Now, if you got to take medication, they recommend having like a little bit of water and take your pill because if you need to take it, that's important. Okay? So, the whole gist of that is that you're giving up something important to you that's going to help you really get the full understanding of God in your life. So, we're getting ready to start our 21 days fasting and praying on Monday. It's going from August 3rd to August 23rd. Many like, Pastor, why you starting on Monday? Because it was actually supposed to start today, but God forgive me. That gives plenty of time for people who have not seen this flyer, who have not was not aware that we're getting ready to do a fast in this ministry, have an opportunity to see it today, tomorrow, to know that On Time Ministry International is getting ready to embark into a fast, which is on Monday. Okay. Now, if you're not going to start on Monday, as long as you are willing to participate, the thing about it is, the choice is up to you. I may not hear about you being a part of 21 days fasting and praying, but that's something that you're seeking for. And the theme that goes along with this is drawing near to God. That's the theme. So, whatever it is that you are seeking for in God in these 21 days, these are the things that you are seeking for. There will be daily devotions being plastered, like literally shared all over social media for 21 days. Okay. So you will see a post about this through the 21 days of the fasting and praying. Children's ministry, recommend you want to partake in it. Do something that won't be critical because, again, you're heading back to school and you don't want to be in a place where you're getting dizzy and passing out. And I've talked about this numerous of times about fasting and praying. In fact, give me a second, everyone, to really dive in it because I actually did a presentation about fasting and praying, everyone, so that way you have an understanding about this content that speaks about it completely thorough, like it's a whole webinar I did to teach people about fasting and praying. So that way they know the do's and the don'ts of what not to do and how to really do it. When you begin your fast, you pray before you get into your fast, and you pray. You're praying continuously during the fast, but you're praying when you to enter the fast, so you get your mind, your heart, and your spirit are wrapped around about what you're embarking into. And then once you're done with the fast, you thank God. You have celebration at the fact that you have accomplished that you've done it, that is done, that it's that you have really took an initiative to show God that, hey, this is what I want to happen in my life. Give me a second, everybody. Let me find it. Because again, I did a webinar about a few years ago. Give me a second. It was a very good webinar, and I want to get to it so people know. Whew, it's been a while since I did a webinar about fasting and praying, just to keep in mind. All right. Yeah, I did it about 6 years ago. Yep, 6 years ago. It's been a while. 6 years ago I did this live. All right, but I'm not going to have you on very long to look at it. Just basically just giving you the basics about how that looks, everyone. Yes, we're going to get right to it. All right. All right, I'm going to share this live with you all so you all can see. This is the weapon. This is the webinar I did 6 years ago.
Or like I do, I just put it in my microwave and I heat it up for 2 minutes and it tastes amazing. So I'm just going to show you all the things that I'm going to use for this overnight oats. So I have a half a cup of whole grain oats here. I have 1 cup of almond milk. I have a half of a banana. I have some chia seeds, and I also have some cinnamon powder. On the side, I have my walnuts, which I'll use for toppings, but I'll use that the next day. And I also have blueberries, but you can choose whatever toppings you want. So whether it's strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, you could use other fresh fruit like, mangoes or pineapple. You could even add more banana. It's really up to you. Also, one of the other flavors that's really great is taking some apples and, sauteing that and then just adding it on top. So I can show you that too. So I will show you how I do that next. All right, so all you're going to do is just put your half a banana right in your mason jar. And then you're going to take that banana and you're going to mash it up. And I'm going to show you what to do next. So you can see I'm just using my fork to just mash up that half a banana right in the mason jar. If you don't have a mason jar, you can always use, a bowl or whatever you have at home that works for you. So now that I have my banana mashed up in here, I'm just going to take my half a cup of oatmeal. And so again, you can do as much as you want, but this is the ratio I generally use. So I'm just going to add my half a cup of oatmeal right into my mason jar. Then I'm going to use my 1 tablespoon here, and I'm going to do 1 nice tablespoon of the chia seeds. So if you don't like chia seeds, you can always omit that, of course. Then I'm going to add my almond milk right on top in the bottle. And you can either add your cinnamon now, or you can add it the next day when you're going to heat it up, or when you're just going to eat it cold. So I'm just going to put my top on my mason jar, and I'm just going to shake it up just like that. Really easy. And then it's that simple. Then I'm just going to put it in the refrigerator and let it sit overnight. And then tomorrow morning, I will just grab it, toss it in a bowl, heat it up, and enjoy it the next day. And again, you can make several flavors. So I will show you in the next recipe what's coming up next for our Daniel Fast meals. All right, guys, so for my next Daniel Fast recipe, this one is another Daniel Fast oatmeal. And as I promised, this one is going to be using apples. So I have another container with a half of a banana. I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to mash up that banana. I'm also going to just cut up this apple into small pieces. I'm going to add it right with my banana in this container. Add another half a cup of oatmeal, 1 cup of almond milk. I'm also going to add 1 tablespoon of this creamy almond butter from Costco. This is not sponsored at all. I love Costco almond butter. It's Daniel Fast friendly. It's literally just almonds, so it's perfect for the Daniel Fast. And then, of course, I have my ground cinnamon. And I have my chia seeds. So all I'm going to do is just add all of my ingredients in here with the almond milk. And I'm just going to shake that up just like I did before. And I'm going to leave this in the fridge overnight, and this will be another overnight oats recipe. Now, something you can do is, if you would like to give it a little bit more flavor, you can actually chop up your apple, put the pot on the fire, and then just saute these apples with a tiny bit of water, or you could even use olive oil. It's really up to you what you want to use. And then you'll have this nice, warm, soft apple, and then you can just add cinnamon to that. And once that is finished, you can use that as a topping for this overnight oats recipe. If you're excited to try these recipes, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know if you're going to try the other Daniel Fast oatmeal recipe that we did first, or if you're more excited to try this one. So let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, so next up on our Daniel Fast meal ideas for your 21-day journey are some bowls. And so in this white bowl, I have some cooked brown rice with red kidney beans. And in my Daniel Fast guide, which is in the description down below, I teach you how to make your brown rice and quinoa by using coconut milk so it has more flavor. And if you're like, well, where do I get coconut milk? I also teach you in that guide how to make your own homemade coconut milk so that way you can give some really good flavor to your rice or quinoa. So here I just have some red kidney beans with that brown rice that's cooked. You could honestly probably just have this with like some avocado and you know, some sauteed broccoli and be like, okay, that's a great bowl. But again, you guys know I love adding flavors. So to this bowl, what I have here is a sweet potato. So I'm just going to cut this up, chop it up into small pieces. And then over here, I have some Brussels sprouts, which I'm also just going to chop up. And I'm going to take both of these, the sweet potato and my Brussels sprouts, and I'm going to actually put them in my air fryer. So this is the air fryer I have. You can get whichever one you want. I'll link the one that I have, which is this Ninja, in the comments down below. I spent a lot of time researching before I chose an air fryer. So I chose this one for like reasons really to, like, you know, not being toxic and all of those things. So this is the one I have, really easy to use. All you have to do is just put it in and follow the roast function for your air fryer. So that I'm going to do to make my life easy with the Brussels sprouts as well as the sweet potato. Now, if you don't have an air fryer, no worries. You can chop up your Brussels sprouts and your sweet potato, and you can also just saute that right on the stove with a little bit of olive oil, or you can pop it right in your oven at like 400 degrees and just let them bake really quickly for about 25-30 minutes, and then you'll have these really nice you know, Brussels sprouts and sweet potato. And then in terms of seasoning, I generally season these things with a little bit of salt, some garlic powder, onion powder, and of course a little bit of black pepper. Now, if for any reason you can't use any of those seasonings, just omit them and keep it moving. All right, so what I'm going to do is, once I Brussels sprouts and sweet potato and have them chopped up, then I will add them to this bowl, and then I will also add some cut up avocado right in there to get some healthy fats, and that's a really delicious meal, and it's so filling and it's so tasty. Here, I also have another bowl with like spring mix lettuce, which I love. Again, got this at Costco, and I got the huge container, and it was like $4.50 or something like that, and it's gonna last all week. So I just put like 2 huge handfuls in here, and you could just have this as a salad. I've showed you how to make your own Daniel Fast salad dressing by using avocado and olive oil and like lemon and pepper and stuff like that. That's also in my Daniel Fast guide. So you could make your own salad dressing and just have a salad, really simple. But again, I like flavors. So what I am going to do as an option is to just add some of my roasted Brussels sprouts as well as some of my roasted sweet potato right in with my salad, and then my avocado, and then it's going to be so delicious. So there you have it, our 2 delicious Daniel Fast, you know, ideas that you can use. This could be for a Daniel Fast lunch, a Daniel Fast dinner. Like, these are great, quick and simple ideas. And again, if you are making this much Brussels sprouts and such a large sweet potato, you're going to have leftovers that are going to save you for the entire week. So you don't have to spend time worrying about what you're going to eat next, right? Because I mean, this is a lot of Brussels sprouts. I'm not going to eat all of this in one sitting. So I will most likely split this over like 3 days. Same thing with this sweet potato to make multiple bowls. And then same thing with the salad. I have such a large container that I'm just going to split it over a couple days, and that's really easy, and I don't have to think about lunch, dinner, and of course I don't have to think about breakfast, because you saw I just showed you how to make those Daniel Fast overnight oats. Also, in the Daniel Fast guide, I teach you how to make you know, like pancakes with oatmeal and things like that, and other Daniel Fast friendly breakfast recipes for lunch and dinner as well. So you can check that out in the description box below. So something else to add to your Daniel Fast meal plan is this really simple and delicious Daniel Fast snack idea. You could also just have it for lunch. I mean, it's really up to you. So here I have a really large sweet potato that I just like chopped up, and you can see I made them to make them like French fries in a way, but I'm not going to deep fry them or anything like that. You can just put them on a cookie sheets, and you know, obviously just rub some olive oil on them and put them right in the oven and have them bake until they're a little bit crispy. Or you can put them in the air fryer. Again, you can just use a little bit of olive oil, toss them with some black pepper and some garlic powder and a little bit of salt, and then you'll have really nice Daniel Fast, sweet potato fries. Now with these sweet potato fries, what I love to do, so you can see they're not ready yet, but I'm just gonna toss them with some olive oil, a little bit of garlic powder, like I said, some black pepper, and a little bit of salt, and then I'm going to, fry them up in my air fryer. So just follow the directions on whatever type of air fryer you have. I have more sweet potato recipes in my Daniel Fast guide. You guys know that. It's in the description down below. So with these French fries, after they're done, what I normally have them with is I take an entire avocado. Obviously, I just take out the seed on the inside, I scoop it out, I mash this up, and then I squeeze a little bit of lemon juice. It's up to you. If you don't like the lemon, you can omit it altogether, but I like the flavor of the lemon juice. I just cut the lemon and squeeze a little bit of juice over this. I mash it up in a bowl, and then I sprinkle on a little bit of pepper, some onion powder, garlic powder, and a little bit of salt. Now, again, if you don't like any of these seasonings, you don't have to add them. But if you do, then it's really simple. You just sprinkle that on top and then just mix it all together. And then I just take my sweet potato fries once they're done and I just dip them in this avocado mix. And guys, it is so delicious. If you're going to try this one, definitely let me know in the comments down below for sure. But this one is simple, it's easy, and it's delicious. I hope you try all of these recipes as part of your 21-day Daniel fast, and then let me know how you're doing and how you're enjoying these recipes. And if you'd like to see more recipes like this, just let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to share this video with your friends and family and everyone else you're doing the Daniel fast with. Give it a thumbs up, and then make sure you're subscribed so you know when a new video comes out. Thank you so much for watching and trying all these recipes, and just remember, you're only one prayer away. Thank you so much. God bless.
All right, everybody. So we're going to look at the social media fast. I explained everything yesterday, so they're giving you just a little bit more in depth about how to start this. And then at the end of this, we're having a QRA. So in the comment section below, you can comment after this presentation I'm sharing with you all.
Let's talk about the benefits of social media fasting. So if you've been practicing intermittent fasting, you've probably seen the benefits it can give you in your life as far as like you can see that there's so much time that you've spent eating or snacking around, and that when you block off that time where you are not eating, you certainly have time to do those things that you didn't think you had time to do. In a lot of ways, my social media use was like my eating habits back when I was obese. I used it without any boundaries at all. And what I started to notice as I started to lose weight was that my life started to get better the less I used social media. When I started stepping away from social media, I started to see that a lot of times the thing that was stressing me out in my life was something that I saw on some sort of Facebook post or something. And now I did start this YouTube channel. And once I did that, I kind of fell back into my old habits with social media, because I had been told, that's what you should do. You should really promote yourself on those, like things like Facebook and Instagram. And because I was doing that, I started using social media more and more. And that was not doing great things for my own mental health. So I started doing longer social media fasts. And that was a really interesting thing to see just how much time was freed up and how much better my mental state was when I wasn't on the social media platforms. What I found with social media was a time suck for me. It just took up all this time that I could have been spending in better ways. I found that it was also really distracting. I always had my phone with me, and I would, be getting on Facebook or Instagram, and instead of paying attention to my family who was around me, I was paying attention to my newsfeed. So I started out by just
All right, everybody, that just gave you a little run through about two different fasts. Actually, more that you do, but I just want to kind of give you a little snippet on what you can partake in: partial fast, full fast. You can do the liquid diet fast. You can do the no eat, no drink, partial or full. But again, you want to pray before you get into the fast, and you want to continue to pray throughout the entire fast. And then when you get ready to end the fast, you want to pray and have Thanksgiving and celebration of what God has already done in the 21 days of fasting that you're seeking God for to do. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. I'm getting ready to get off of here. Again, actually, thank you, Lord. I'm actually post this video so people can watch it. This is like 57 minutes long. And again, I didn't want to keep you all because I know it's Saturday and you all probably have plans, vice versa. This and that and the third. And I just look like this low key just cut it off for no reason. I don't know what I was thinking about. I just was looking at the sake of time. So I apologize about that. Give me a second, everyone. Let me find that video again. All right, let me get to it. Let me see you. And that was way down here. It was 6 years ago. And I just had it. Now I know. Let me copy that. Okay. So I'm gonna post this in the comment section for you all to look at, everyone. And I believe I think I did another live, if I'm not mistaken, for 21 days. I think I did another webinar. Nope, I don't see it. That was the only one I did. I'm trying to thank everyone because it's been a long time since I did one. I didn't realize it was that long. But it was. Yeah, that's the only one I see here. So I'll be sharing that with you. Actually, there's two of them I put in the comment section of this live too. I just found the other one. Like, Pastor, get together. Listen, it's early in the morning. I haven't had my breakfast yet, so pardon me. Brain. Yeah, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna eat. Therefore, let's see. Why am I on this platform? All right, let's do that. So you'll be able to see it in the comment section, everyone. I actually sent it to myself. Both of the lives, and I'll post them inside the comment section on Facebook and on Instagram. Give me a second. All right, everybody. You all have a terrific and a blessed Saturday tomorrow for First Sunday.